A great win for them, and they rose to the occasion and pulled off the upset. Riding high right now. And Jimmy Butler slowly but surely proving that he can.
Nightfall in the Windy City with the Willis Tower and the rest of downtown Chicago lighting up the sky. Chicago, Illinois, home of the Bulls in a fine Eastern Conference battle at the United Center. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and you notice, Doris, both these teams very strong on the backboard.
And that's about effort, right? There's got to be a willingness to mix it up physically, to be able to work hard. And you see teams that are not afraid to scrap and claw. Hey, that's how I play.
I love rebound. You did play that way, that's right. But you love rebounders, don't you?
I do, because I think it takes commitment. You've got to continue to work. You know, bodies are flying around in there. It's not for the faint of heart.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Melo and Porzingis, the two stars at the forward spots. Jennings out there with Lee. And it's Noah in at the pivot, manning the middle. Jennings dishes to Noah. Another shot. That one, no good. Wade with the defensive effort. Knicks on defense. Coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
Well, I don't think it's overstatement to call that an embarrassing defensive effort. Shooters were wide open from everywhere.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Chicago shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
You know, early in his career, Robin Lopez was a backup center, but he has grown into a quality starter. You're talking about an elite rim protector. Though he's not the quickest big man in the game, he uses his size exceptionally well. They needed that. Just 1 for 5 to start this ball game.
For Chicago, they've gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals. Rondo against Jennings. They get a hand on it. Out of bounds, Bulls ball. Chicago keeps possession. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. To the inside. And there's Dwayne Wade on the assist by Rondo. Wade's got his first points of the night.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
If you're the coach, you hope it's a wake-up call. Get them to tighten things up on the inside and start protecting the rim with a little bit more authority.
Rondo against Jennings. Jennings with the steal. And good that time. Jennings has got his first points in this one.
And a great job of taking advantage of the steal there to get those easy ones in transition.
Well, you've got to make them pay for being careless with the basketball.
Rondo kicks to Wade. And the call will be against Joakim Noah. That's foul number 2 for him.
2 big fouls on him already, and it's only the first quarter. Dangerous move if they leave him in.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for New York. Rondo kicks to Butler. It's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Deep 2 from Jennings. And the Knicks good for 2. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. And Brandon Jennings gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Rondo. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And you can tell they had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound. And really, you got to commend the Bulls for the success they've had in the draft. You look at that roster, you see a ton of big-minute players who were drafted by the Bulls. They've done a great job of finding players to fill roles within that team.
Oh, Quinn can't hit. Bulls have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. And out of bounds it is. Last touch by Mirotic. Now here, the 2K leaderboard with last season's top rebounding teams. The Bulls third.
It was really an impressive campaign for their bigs. And honestly, I think the whole team did a great job of getting bodies on bodies and controlling that defensive backboard.
The Knicks with the lead. Jennings kicks to Porzingis. Buries the long-range jumper. Porzingis has got his second bucket of the night. And with the Bulls and their draft success, a lot of it has come with Big Greg later on in the draft.
Yeah, the last lottery pick the Bulls had was Derrick Rose. Not a bad one there. But since then, they've drafted or made trades on draft day to find a ton of rotation players. Give a lot of credit to their scouting department for their continued success.
Jennings passes to Porzingis. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got 3 assists in the game. Rondo against Jennings. Outside Butler. Rondo kicks to Mirotic. And Mirotic throws it down.
Yeah, simply great vision on that pass. Knew exactly where that pass needed to be and threaded it right through the teeth.
Over to the wing. Here's Porzingis. Here's O'Quinn. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Boy, you got to give it to the big fella from Norfolk State. O'Quinn making his presence felt on the second chance opportunities.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
You know what? That's a game where the coach might just want to burn the video because there's no question they're a better team than what we saw, but they got crushed on that night.
They sleepwalked through that entire effort. Way too much talent on the roster for them to let that happen.
Bulls trail by 7. And stolen by Jennings. The leaner. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Jennings has got 8 points.
The defense just too soft on that possession. You have to be closer and contest at the rim.
McDermott kicks to Gibson. Here's Portis. Another shot. And he lays it up and in.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
To the middle, O'Quinn. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Well, Kyle O'Quinn, he wasn't a well-known player in college, but he was a find in that second round of the draft. Whenever you have a player with his size and ability to eat up space in the middle, he's going to find a place on the roster.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
And if you can blame it on a terrible defensive breakdown, one that could possibly swing the momentum here.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Gibson. The kick outside to Butler. Here's Cannon. He's guarded by Jennings. High arcing shot.
Surprised he didn't finish that, guys. Boy, that's one he completes all the time.
No good on that last second attempt there. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. It's the Knicks. They lead by 7. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And a guy who seems to improve every season, Jimmy Butler. He spoke with us about one of his big...
It's crazy because I never thought that anybody would be preparing to guard.
And hard to doubt the dedication of Jimmy Butler. He's found a way to overcome obstacles at each important point along the way.
You know, he's a self-made player. And if Butler can stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
You know, relying on a quick outlet pass, racing the ball up court, guys filling the lanes. They clearly want this to be a track meet.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for the Knicks, they've got Noah. Lance Thomas out there with Jennings. And it's Holiday in at the shooting guard position. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we know Jimmy Butler made a big bet on himself back in 2014. He turned down the Bulls' 4-year, $44 million contract extension offer, and it paid off. After a breakthrough season, he signed a new contract, a max deal for 5 years and $95 million. He said of his decision, "I was nervous, I'm not going to lie to you, but everything I put myself through, I knew what I was capable of."
He's come a long way, David. Thank you.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
The Knicks leading by 7.
And guys, I grew up in the New York area during the Knicks' heyday. There was nothing better than watching Patrick Ewing do his thing in the proud Knicks jersey.
The Knicks shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. Chicago making some changes. Lopez, he's checked in for Portis. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Isaiah Cannon.
Well, he puts in a lot of work at the free throw line, and that's a big reason he has as much success as he does there.
And Doris, in the Patrick Ewing era, it was more of a physical game. And of course, you played Big East basketball as a point guard. Did you like to play a physical ball game?
You know what I'd like to see in the current NBA, Kevin? I didn't necessarily love the hand-to-hand combat of the 1990s era, but I also would like to see it be allowed to be a bit more physical than it is in today's day and age. Meet me in the middle, Kevin, and I'll be a happy woman.
Lopez against Noah. The rebound by Gibson. Bulls trail by 7. McDermott dishes to Rondo. Expanding his range. It's rebounded by Noah. Noah's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Deep 2 from Anthony. The Knicks rebound. Holiday, the pass to Hernan Gomez. Great D that time from Gibson.
Boy, he almost never misses that shot, guys. But you know he'll take it again if he gets another good look.
And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Yeah, it looks like he got to that shot just after it reached its apex. Those can be tough ones to gauge.
Chicago making a switch here. Mirotic is checked in. And New York with a change here, too. Porzingis is checked in.
Boy, Melo has made a name for himself with his mid-range game, and you can see why right there.
Lopez sets a screen for Rondo. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And Holiday kicks to Porzingis. His 3-pointers off the mark.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And the return of Wade to his hometown Chicago Bulls, Greg. One of the major stories, certainly, in free agency.
Yeah, I mean, he had bigger offers on the table, but said the only real options for him were Miami or Chicago. And for a Bulls team that seemed on the verge of a rebuild, getting Wade has given them a fighting chance now in the East.
And he makes the first. Brandon Jennings, he's checked in for Lee. So he gets them both. New York's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Got that one up quick. And the Knicks lead by 4.
Just so fluid on all his shots. No hesitation for Melo on the catch and shoot.
That's tipped and stolen by Jennings. Drops in the breakaway layup. Jennings has got 10 points in the game.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
Knocks it loose. And a fast break now for the Knicks. And there's the foul. It'll go on Nikola Mirotic. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
And the Bulls making a change here. Butler's checked in. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for New York. And the foul called on Porzingis. That's foul number 2 for him. Rondo kicks to Lopez. And the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. That is his first foul of the game. Outside Butler. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Rondo's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. That's foul number 2 for him. Portis, he's checked in for Robin Lopez. And a switch here also for New York. Lance Thomas, he's checked in for Justin Holiday. Rondo against Jennings. Here's Gibson. It's hauled in by Thomas. The Knicks leading by 4. One thing the Bulls have to deal with that is unique to their franchise, Greg, is a extremely high expectation factor from their fan base.
And when you have a rich franchise history like the Bulls, it's a double-edged sword. Fans can always look back at the great years in the 90s, but they'll always long for a return to those days. And sometimes the expectations can be too much.
Porzingis can't hit.
He started the game scorching the Nets from deep. 3 triples in the first period, but none here in the second.
Basket counts, and it's 6 points for Rajon Rondo.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
No, I mean, exactly. That's not an easy area for him to operate in with that kind of defensive setup. A nice job to get it up and over the bigger guy.
New York shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. The first one falls.
What we have watched these first few seasons of his career is a steady improvement at the line for O'Quinn. He is showing he can knock them down consistently.
Isaiah Cannon, he's checked in for the Bulls.
Yeah, a nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Outside Butler.
And when you talk about what a two-way player is in the NBA, Jimmy Butler epitomizes that. I mean, he can carry a team on offense in so many ways. You know, he came up more so as a defender and has continued to wear that role with pride. And I think that's one reason why, if you're a Bulls fan moving forward, you have to feel good knowing that he's one of the cornerstones of your franchise.
Here's Kuzminskis. New York, no good that time either.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Got a piece of it. And Gibson sends it back. Poke loose. Here's Butler. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. That one drops. He ties it up. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. Deep 2 from Jennings. Here's O'Quinn, and some nice defense there to end the quarter. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Bulls lead by 1. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big-time play throughout the first half for Jimmy Butler. He had 13 points and 2 assists. The first 2 quarters went very well for him. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago? And that'll do it as the second half.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
Yeah, for the most part, he took only good shots. And given his success, they may want him to be a bit more aggressive in the second half.
Here it's Edge at the power forward with Lopez in the middle. D-Wade out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's Butler in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, it was controversial in Chicago, but the Bulls hired Fred Hoiberg to replace Tom Thibodeau. Hoiberg played for a decade in the NBA, and at Iowa State, he was the fastest coach in school history to reach 100 wins. In Chicago, guys, it seems he's loosened the reins a bit, giving the players a little more leeway to shoot with confidence and air it out offensively.
The players have responded. Thanks, David. You look at the league as a whole, Doris, so much great talent in the NBA right now, but if you could go back, say in a time capsule, back to any era, what era or year would you like to go back to? And who would you like to see play live?
Well, probably a couple for me. Rick Barry would be very high on that list because I listen to experts talk now in casual conversations, and they often talk about Rick Barry as being a guy they think could be successful now. Moses Malone, you know, as a fan, I grew up just on the tail end of Moses's career. But you talk about a guy who had a dominant stretch, and then I would love to have seen Dr. J a little bit more again. I didn't see him in the ABA, saw him more in the NBA. I saw him win the championship, and that was a lot of fun, but I would love to have seen consistently those 3 men play.
That would be great. I think I'm ready to go in that time capsule right now.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
No good from Lee.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
Mirotic gets the bucket.
And they can up the ante a little bit there after that basket.
Yeah, you know, their lead's starting to get a little bit more comfortable here. A lot of work to be done, but they're headed in the right direction.
New York, no good that time either. Stolen by Noah. And off the glass. That one's good.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And he had the size advantage, too. Everything working in his favor in that situation.
Rondo against Jennings. Knocked loose. Rondo kicks to Butler. 5 on the clock, and the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That is his first foul of the game. Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. The shot by Butler, nobody around. From outside, off the mark.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Jennings can't get it to go. Chicago leading by 6.
Well, the media capital of the world, New York City, are at least considered by many to be that. So the expectations and the intensity of scrutiny on the Knicks is always high. It puts a lot of pressure on this organization to field a winner.
And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And Brandon Jennings gets the whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Some changes for Chicago. Portis, who's checked in for Lopez. Doug McDermott comes in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Isaiah Cannon in for Rajon Rondo. Doors, it's not as easy in today's NBA for the big market teams like the Knicks to exploit that advantage.
Right, Kevin, because a harsher luxury tax reins in spending. And with the internet and global audience, players are willing to go to smaller markets. The Knicks having to compete now on a more level playing field.
Thomas checked in for Noah. Jennings passes to Kuzminskis. The shot's good on the assist by Jennings. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the 3rd quarter. Cannon kicks to McDermott. Passes to Portis. Lee against Wade. In the corner, it's McDermott. 6 on the shot clock. The Bulls keep it alive. Gibson passes to Portis. And lots of contact there. He'll shoot 2. And here we can check out the breakdown of rebounds tonight between the front court and the back court for the Knicks.
And it's been the bigs doing most of the work on the glass, and really no surprise there. That's what you pay those guys for, to control that paint and haul in those misses.
Good shot. The first one falls.
We see a lot of teams have gone through logo or jersey transitions, but the Knicks have had that classic blue and orange for a long time. One of the most iconic logos, not only in the NBA, but in all of sports.
And the Knicks making a change here. O'Quinn's checked in. Lee outside, and again, New York with the triple.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
And the New York Knicks franchise, one of the founding franchises of the NBA back in 1946.
Well, how about this, Kevin? The name Knickerbocker traces back even further to the Dutch settlers who came over in the 1600s. It referred to their knee-length style of pants, but came to represent New Yorkers in time.
McDermott, no one around him. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. 6 points for Doug McDermott.
Great ball movement there.
Out to the right wing. Here's Kuzminskis. From deep, Thomas buries it from three-point range.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Boy, both teams really attacking from downtown right now. This is a long-range battle at the moment.
McDermott kicks to Wade. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line.
Cao đã nhảy 4 snel lektops.
Really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half. Seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior. And you look over the career of Dwayne Wade. He was initially a slasher, but he's improved his shot and pull-up jumper immensely. And even has become a threat from deep if you give him space. And they continue to control the glass. And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
He knows it. He just got locked into scoring mode and couldn't get out of it.
To the paint. The feed now to Gibson. Back to Wade. Plays it up and banks it in. Wade's got 13 points.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Jennings can't get it to go.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
And here's Wade. Shoots the three. Another three for Chicago. Fred Hoiberg in a recent huddle with his players.
Keep competing, guys. Keep competing. Hey, we made the extra pass all quarter. Great job. Great job. Keep that movement out there. All right, keep attacking, guys. Every time we get into the paint.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. The Bulls leading by 14. And New York looking at who they've got. Lee out there with Jennings. Then it's Anthony. Then there's Noah. And it's Kuzminskis in at the 4 slot. Butler with the ball. He's picked up by Lee. Here's Rondo. And that one hits back iron. Anthony kicks to Lee. From about 16. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Lee's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Knicks. Lopez outside. Feeds it to Butler. McDermott with it. Anthony on him. Nice shot by McDermott.
You know, that's just great teamwork. Sharp assist, nice shot. Boy, love it when it comes together.
Knicks trail by 14. And here's Jennings outside. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
It looked like they were willing to give him that three-point shot, and he doesn't blink. Drills it right in their eye.
Rondo dishes to Lopez. Rondo passes to Butler. So he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. You know, Greg, when Jimmy Butler is out there, you have to be aware of just how explosive a player he can be. When he turns it on and gets in that groove and feels the rhythm, he can completely take over a game with his scoring.
And Kevin, I'm sure you remember that 53-point outburst he had last season. Butler has games where he has everything that kind of just falls into place. And he gets his scores in so many ways, but usually when he goes off, it's because he's getting to the free throw line.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, well, here's the summary of what Jeff Hornacek went over with his guys during the break. He was not happy with the shot selection, and he let them know about it. He said, we're taking low percentage shots, guys. Space the floor, make the extra pass, and work for those shots in the flow of the offense. Stay with the plan. We'll see if they can get it going.
It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Robin Lopez signed a nice 4-year contract in the summer of 2015. And, for a player who's so unselfish on the hardwood, it is great to see him be rewarded.
The Bulls making a switch here. Grant's checked in. And Doris, you mentioned Robin Lopez's unselfishness, beloved by his teammates, sir.
I don't know how you couldn't love him, Kevin. This is a guy who does all the dirty work, right? Boxes out, sets tough screens, backs him up at the rim. He doesn't need the ball either. A great offensive rebounder. He'll just create his own opportunities. There isn't a player in the league who doesn't love playing with a guy like that.
Valentine's checked in for Grant. Valentine kicks to Mirotic. Off target from 3-point range.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And the call will be against Joakim Noah. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Snell checked in for Valentine. Wade dishes to Lopez. Wade passes to Butler. He feeds it to Lopez. Back to Butler. A 3-ball. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 5 rebounds tonight. Noah's shot is off. Chicago leading by 12. Wade outside. Down low. Here's Lopez. Out of bounds. Bulls ball. Chicago keeps possession. And New York making a change here. O'Quinn's checked in. And Chicago also making a switch. McDermott's checked in. Knocks it loose. Stolen by O'Quinn. Porzingis against Mirotic. Tries it from 19. New York, no good that time either.
Yeah, that's the shot he'll take, again, if he's given the chance. We all know he can knock that down. You love the anticipation there. Made sure to box out, knew where the ball was going, and doesn't let anyone impede him from pulling in the glass.
That one goes in. 6 points for Carmelo Anthony.
I'd say not much to be done about that. You can play perfect defense, and Melo is still going to drain it on you.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. Let's check in with David Aldridge for an injury update on Porzingis. David.
Well, guys, I was able to catch up with the Knicks head athletic trainer, and the news is pretty good. It does not look like a severe injury. A really discouraging development for this team at such an early point in the season. We'll see how they respond, Kevin.
All right, David, and folks, we will, of course, keep everyone updated as we find out more.
And you know what? He could have a long road ahead in terms of getting back on the court. But one thing we all know, he's never been shy of hard work.
Yeah, his fortitude is tremendous. He's going to keep rehabilitating at the highest level until he's back out there with his teammates.
McDermott kicks to Wade. And easy 2 points on the layup. Wade's got the lead up to 14 now for Chicago. Well, Doris, in your playing days of Providence, you were known as a hard-nosed player, extremely competitive, fearlessly going down the lane. Do you think that's something a player can learn, or is it something that you're born with? It's within you, so to speak?
You know, I think you can be successful without necessarily having a tremendous competitive drive. I do think you want to have a certain level of pride, but toughness and competitive spirit, I think, you know, there's a wide variation.
I tell you what, you've got to build a wall around the bucket to keep this man from attacking.
And Greg, even then, he might just go over it. Check out the elevation he gets here. My goodness. And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. The Dish to Mirotic. Inside. And Butler gets it to go on the assist from Mirotic. Butler's got 6 in the quarter.
And really, with every point from this point on, it seems like they're just closer to finishing this one off.
You know, give them credit for not easing up as we've come down the stretch.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. Oh!
Get out of the way.
And chalk up a few more points for them there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
In just about every phase, they have dominated. Lockdown defense, explosive offense. This has been special.
Mirotic has a wide open look, and he's good on the 3-ball.
They're not finished just yet. They're going to make sure about this one.
And that's the thing. When you fought all game, expended all your energy, you want to do everything you can to come away with the W.
And Brandon Jennings gets the whistle that time. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Taj Gibson's checked in for Lopez. Bobby Portis comes in for Mirotic. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Cannon in for Rajon Rondo. Here's Holiday. Kuzminskis. It's good on the putback.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a 6th sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
Here's Gibson. A beautiful reverse layup.
And they feel good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home court.
Give some credit to the hometown crowd. They were a huge part of their success. The fans will leave happy tonight.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
There's 18 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. The clock now can just run out for the Bulls. And the first one drops. Both shots good from the stripe. Here's Hernan Gomez, defended by Gibson. Sinks the 3-pointer. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really...
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Dwayne, you really got on the glass tonight. How did that happen?
Yeah, Coach told me to rebound.